Now, if you've never ridden a Sport Glide before, then you're missing out. It may not have the wow factor of some of the other Softails in the HD stable, like a Breakout or the iconic look of a Fat Boy, but this is really one of Harley-Davidson's understated models. And just after one ride, you know exactly what I'm banging on about.
So here we are with the 24 Sport Glide, which I'm extremely excited to be testing. Not only do I know a few people that have this bike, but one of my closest friends, Tanya, owns one and she absolutely loves it. I totally understand now after testing it for the last few days why she loves it so much.
Now, the Sport Glide first appeared back in 1983 as an FXR, which was labelled the FXRT, and was like a touring super glide variant using frame-mounted fairing and hard panniers, which received a few minor tweaks over the decade it was in production, running all the way up until 1992. Now, HD did release a few similar bikes over the next few years, like the Dyna convertible and the Switchback, but none of them even came close to the popularity of the Sport Glide. Then in 2018, it was reintroduced to the Softail lineup with quite a few noticeable upgrades, including a much sleeker design, the 107 Milwaukee 8 motor, and of course, an entirely new chassis. And to be honest, it may well be one of the most complete models in the HD range. By that I mean, it not only lends itself to being the perfect cruiser for around town, it's also a great long distance tourer. It's light, full of performance, and has the styling to match.
The other feature I love is the fact that you can strip it down from a tourer to a cruiser in a matter of minutes.
With those clamshell style panniers, which are easily removable, as is the mini batwing fairing at the front, you can strip it down to roll around town or slip the bags back on if you're planning a trip away. It really does offer the best of both worlds.
It's quick too, and so much fun to cruise around on.
Now, at the heart of the Sport Glide is the Milwaukee 8 107 cubic inch motor, and personally, I absolutely love it. Obviously, the 114 cubic inch motor has now become the main displacement for many of their cruisers, but to be honest, the 107 is a pearler of a motor. Sure, it may not be as torquey as the 114, but it feels more balanced in its power delivery, and with the shorter stroke, you feel the power right through the rev range, along with a great top end. Trust me, you can really have some fun when you stretch the legs and pick up the revs on the Sport Glide. And despite being 10 kilowatts and 21 newton meters down on power compared to the 114, the 107 is much more willing to rev than its larger displacement counterparts. And when it comes to comfort, the Sport Glide nails that with ease. Not only is the seating position nice and upright, but it's also a comfortable reach to the bars and the forward controls, while that mini front fairing noticeably reduces the wind buffeting, especially when you're out on the motorways.
I could have done with some pullback bars or a push forward seat to combat my shortness, but what do? It's exactly what Tanya's done with hers, but that's the best part. With Harley having so many accessories available, you can do whatever you like with these bikes.
If you are around the 6 foot mark or taller though, it can start to get a little cramped in the rider's triangle. But with that said, there are various extension kits available to sort all that out. Now, with a lean angle of 28 degrees to the right and 29 degrees to the left, you will still scrape out the foot pegs if you're having a red hot go. But there's more than enough ground clearance to enjoy the twisties. And when it comes to the suspension, you'll find a single cartridge 43mm inverted fork that features aluminium triple clamps, while at the rear, the standard adjustable monoshock, which can be easily altered, enabling the rider to change settings to suit, just within reach here.
I will say the forward controls took some getting used to though, mainly due to the fact that I'm used to my Diablo, which has mid-mounted controls. Once I adapted, it was fine. The only other thing I missed was the music. I'm spoilt rotten on my Diablo with its great sound system. Maybe in the future they might think about doing that for this bike.
And although the brakes are still quite adequate, it's a surprise that they haven't gone for the same aggressive setup as you find on the lowrider models, which features the dual discs up front compared to just the single disc on the Sport Glide. And as previously demonstrated, the clamp-style panniers offer more than enough room to pack for a few days touring, which is something the Sport Glide is built for, the open road.
I found it very comfortable to ride, not only around the city, but also out on the open road. Recently, I took it for a ride up to Terrigal. It was so much fun.
With a comfortable padded large seat, a huge full tank, cruise control, a USB port to charge your phone, and those forward controls means you can kick back and take on those big trips in comfort. And now that's been around for a few years, since 2018, there's a swag full of aftermarket options available too, from exhausts, air cleaners, cams, along with other performance upgrades. So how far you want to take your Sport Glide is totally up to you. But as I said, I reckon the 107 is already perfect and doesn't need too much other than a Stage 1 kit. And when it comes to the colours available, this year it's either Billy Grey or Vivid Black, which you see here. It really is a great bike with quite a few aspects from various models, making it one of the most versatile Harley-Davidsons in the entire range.
In all honesty, love the Sport Glide. It's light, comfortable, quick off the mark and has a lot of street appeal. Definitely consider this bike.
If you could see yourself clocking up the miles on something that's been built for it, get on down to your local authorised Harley-Davidson dealership and take a Sport Glide for a test ride. But make sure you've got your finances all sorted because there's a good chance you won't want to give it back. I'm feeling sporty.